Hello, I'm Jonathan Lasko, Max's dad,
I'm Michael Akins, Merrick's dad.
and we are going to try our hand at doing the My Pal Scout adaptation from AT Makers. So here we go. Okay, so here's our setup, and we actually have two patients that we're going to operate on today. We have My Pal Scout, which is for Merrick, and then we have, I'm not sure what his predecessor is called, but this is also a popular preceding version of the toy, very similar, that Will used as a test subject that I had, and if we can make him work, get two for the price of one here, and then we'll find someone who can appreciate that little toy. So a few other components that we have that we're going to use. We have our Cat 5 cable that we're going to use to just sort of encapsulate all the wires coming out of Scout. We have the shrink wrap that goes around the various wires to sort of add some stability. The 4 jacks that we're going to use for one of the Scouts. I think we have some more jacks elsewhere. We have various tools that we're going to use. Coffee, don't do a serious project without it. Soldering irons.
Okay, so we just opened up the back of the Scouts. I'll just call them both Scouts. And this is what it looks like. So now we're going to cut into the bags to reach the other side of the battery packs. Just trying to cut the string so that we don't destroy the whole bag.
Mm-hmm. Would you like some smaller scissors or a little mini clipper?
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, so there's a zip tie inside holding the bag in, if you can see here.
Uh-huh. Ah, nice.
So now we can either cut that zip tie or we can try to pry it open. So there's the zip tie. We're going to cut the zip tie.
Excellent. Right, and there are the wires. Cool. We did the same zip tie clip trick with the second original Scout early edition here. And yeah, now we're looking at the inside wires. Alright, so we have clipped the ends off our Cat 5 cables. There's one. We got yellow and white. And yeah, we're also ready to start our soldering. Oh, also I took, for anyone who is curious about what's inside this box, I sort of popped it open. Actually, I think it goes like this. And then the speaker, you would have noticed, is sort of bouncing in and out. That's because it's on a little spring. The lighting there. And then that's making the sound. And then there's this little board that has it has the chips that are going to run the logic for all the different things that our Scout toy does. And yeah, most of the wires are coming out and running into the switches that are in the Scout doll's hands and feet, and the light and button that's on his heart. So Michael is trimming away the jacket from the Cat 5 cable to expose the wires inside.
Yeah, you probably want to give around 3 inches of play so that you have room to work when you're soldering, because remember, you still have to strip the wire off the jackets off the end of these wires as well for the soldering application. So right now I'm stripping the ends of the wires on the Cat 5 cable so that we can splice them together using the solder. So I'm going to go ahead and strip all the ends so that they're ready to go. And these are fairly easy to strip. I'm just using my fingernails and pulling. That one didn't work, but so
nice,
just like that. Then you just twist the wires together so that you have an easier working space. Alright, so we got the wires all not spliced, but
Exposed.
exposed. And now I'm getting ready to cut the green wires on the scalp. Getting ready to cut the green wires on the scalp doll, and once I get these wires cut, I'm going to strip the ends and get to putting them together and soldering. So here we go.
All right, so we just had an interesting conversation that we thought we would share with people in case you find yourselves in the spot where you've cut both wires and then you're worried. Perhaps you're thinking, oh no, how do I make sure that they're reconnected to the right ones? And the good news is that because these wires are just connecting to a switch, the direction or sort of matching up two of from the same pair of wires doesn't matter. It doesn't exactly matter which you connect to, because again, this switch that they're connecting to, sort of that's buried in this paw, is not. It just closes the loop, and it doesn't matter which direction there is. So Michael is holding the two wires together in what later we'll solder and then shrink wrap. And the way that we could prove what we just said, prove our intuition here, is that if he disconnects those, or disconnects one of those wires, I'm trying to turn it off here. All right, here we go. So now the one pair of green wires is disconnected, and then we're going to turn Scout back on. He's on, and we should see that this green button doesn't work at all to start the music. So I'm pressing it. Let me get both things in view. I'm pressing it, and the music isn't starting, and that's because it's disconnected. Now I'm holding it down, and Michael's going to connect and when those cables made the connection, it's as if we're pressing the button. It's picking up the button being pressed. And again. Brilliant. So of course we're going to solder those pairs of wires together, and then the button will control that functionality again.
Okay, so right now I'm going to take the Ethernet wire, green wire, twist it together with the battery side, a green wire, like that. And cut off a little bit of the excess. Then I'm going to take the dull side wire and twist it in as well. Maybe. There, that works.
Oh, and we should highlight that Michael already slid the shrink wrap jacket onto the wire, so that once we've applied the solder, we can bring that over the joint and then shrink it down.
So the soldering iron is nice and hot. Don't judge me on my soldering capabilities, because this is like the second time I've ever soldered anything. So we'll see how it goes. So what you want to do is solder the wire and get it hot enough so that the actual solder material will melt onto the wire. So
if you wanted to figure out which cords go where, you can actually just sort of reach inside, feel your way around till you feel, my finger's in here and I can feel one cable coming out, and so I just sort of pull it through the stuffing and you can see that's the orange. Now it turns out that they have color-coded them, so this orange paw goes to the orange wire. The yellow one I know goes to the plain yellow wire, and this yellow and green I trace to the heart. I'm not sure if it's the light or the heart switch yet. We'll find out. I believe the blue goes to one paw, and one of the other reds goes to the other red paw.
alright, so got the solder done, melted it down a little bit so I could fit the heat shrink on. So now I'm going to heat up the heat shrink, and oh boy. that's good.
Nice. Should we test it out?
Alright, so got the wires all, the green wires connected and shrink wrapped. Now we're going to test them out to verify that he works. So here we go.
Teach me your name. Go to leapfrog.com/mypal.
Nice.
And success. Now we got to do the rest of the wires. Alright, so I have all the wires here connected. So now we're going to test Scout out. So turn him on. Alright, so he's on. So the green wire is for music, so let's test the two green together. And it works. Alright, so the brown wire goes to the play hand. So let's check that. And it's working.
Nice.
Alright. The blue
Sleepy.
lines are going to the sleepy button here. So and it works. And then my orange lines here are for the power.
There it went.
So now we just got to connect the jacks, and we'll be ready to put them back together. So, taking the heat shrink, and I'm cutting it in half because you don't really need too much for the jack side. So I've done 2 already. That's how they turned out so far.
Very nice.
So you have to test the jacks to verify which one is the actual post. So I've tested the jacks by taking the resistance reading and determining that the this one here, which I've slightly bent over, is the tip jack. So there's the tip, obviously. So bend this over, and then you're going to connect the one wire to the other 2 posts, and then with the solder. So you're going to solder that in, and then you're going to put the sleeve over like so on the jack, and then the other wire you're going to put in the one that you've bent over, so that the switch will work, and solder and put the heat shrink on as well. Alright, so the Scout is finished, completed. Here's the back side of Scout. The only thing left is I have to shove this back inside of him. But it's alright, looks alright for first time ever doing something like this. And then here's the jack side. So the only thing I have left to do is to label which jack does which, or what switch for which hand, whatever. We're going to demo it now. So got a, I think this was the ultralight. Yes, this is the ultralight switch. So it's pretty easy to activate. Alright, so he's on. It sounds like it's the bedtime switch. Yes. So that works. Next one. That's the power switch. the music switch.
Let's sing a song about me, and I'm feeling silly. Micah, can you think of something, Red?
And the power switch, or play switch.
I have the hiccups. My favorite food. Can you guess what? I can spell your
So, I would call this a successful,
feeling sad. Will you give me a hug?
modification, and hope you enjoy.